Nièvre is the prefecture of the Nièvre department in the Bourgogne-Franche-Comté region in central France. It was the principal city of the former province of Nivernais. It is 260 kilometers south-southeast of Paris. History. Nièvre first enters written history as Nivernais, a town held by the It Roman contact. The quantities of medals and other Roman antiquities found on the site indicate the importance of the place, and in 52 BCE, Julius Caesar made Nivernais, which he describes as in a convenient position on the banks of the Loire, a depot. There he had his hostages, corn. His military chest with the money in it allowed him from home for the war, his own and his army's baggage, and a great number of horses which had been bought for him in Spain and Italy. After his failure before Gergovia, the It Nivernais massacred those who were there to look after stores, the negotiators, and the travelers who were in the place. They divided the money and the horses among themselves, carried off in boats all the corn that they could, and burnt the rest or threw it into the river. Thinking they could not hold the town, they burnt it. This was a great loss to Caesar, and it may seem that he was imprudent in leaving such great stores in the power of treacherous allies. But he was in straits during this year, and probably he could not do otherwise than he did. Dio Cassius tells the story out of Caesar of the affair of Nivernais. He states incorrectly what Caesar did on the occasion, and he shows that he neither understood his original nor knew what he was writing about. The city was later called Nivernais, as the name appears in the Antonine itinerary. In the Tabula Peutingeriana, it is corrupted into Ebrinum. In still other sources the name appears as Niburnum. It became the seat of a bishopric at the end of the 5th century. The county dates at least from the beginning of the 10th century. The citizens of Nièvre obtained charters in 1194 and in 1231. For a short time in the 14th century the town was the seat of a university, transferred from Orléans, to which it was restored. Geography. Nièvre is situated on the slope of a hill on the right bank of the Loire River. Climate. Main sites. Narrow winding streets lead from the quay through the town, where there are numerous old houses dating from the 14th to the 17th century. Among the ecclesiastical buildings the most important is the Cathedral of St. Cyr St. Julieta, dedicated to St. Quiricus and St. Julieta, which is a combination of two buildings, and possesses two apses. The apse and transept at the west end of the remains of a Romanesque church, while the nave and eastern apse are in the Gothic style and belong to the 14th century. There is no transept at the eastern end. The lateral portal on the south side belongs to the late 15th century. The massive and elaborately decorated tower which rises beside it to the early 16th century. The Church of St. Etienne is a specimen of the Romanesque style of Auvergne, of which the disposition of the apse with its three radiating chapels is characteristic. It was consecrated at the close of the 9th century, and belonged to a priory affiliated to Cluny. The ducal palace was built in the 15th and 16th centuries, and is one of the principal feudal edifices in central France. The facade is flanked at each end by a turret and a round tower. A middle tower containing the great staircase has its windows adorned by sculptures relating to the history of the House of Lamarck by the members, of which the greater part of the palace was built. Behind the palace lies an open space with a fine view over the valley of the Loire. The Porte du Creux, a square tower with corner turrets, dating from the end of the 14th century, is among the remnants of the old fortifications. It now contains a collection of sculptures and Roman antiquities. A triumphal arch from the 18th century, commemorating the victory of Fontenoy, and the Hôtel de Ville, a modern building which contains the library, are of some interest. The Loire is crossed by a modern stone bridge, and by an iron railway bridge. At the chapel of St. Bernadette at the mother house of the Sisters of Charity of Nièvre, it is possible to view the incorrupt remains of Bernadette Soubirous, which are presented in a golden crystal reliquary. Economy. Nièvre is the seat of a bishopric, of tribunals of first instance and of commerce and of a court of assizes, and has a chamber of commerce and a branch of the Bank of France. Its educational institutions include several lycées, a training college for female teachers, ecclesiastical seminaries, and a school of art. The town manufactures porcelain, agricultural implements, chemical manures, glue, boilers and iron goods, boots and shoes and fur garments, and has distilleries, tanneries and dye works. Its trade is in iron and steel, wood, wine, grain, livestock, etc. Hydraulic lime, kaolin and clay for the manufacture of faience are worked in the vicinity. Transport. The Gare de Nièvre railway station offers connections to Paris, Dijon, Lyon, Clermont-Ferrand and several regional destinations. The A77 motorway connects Nièvre with Paris. Population. Personalities. Marie-Louise Gonzaga, Queen of Poland, born in Nièvre in 1611. Marie Casimir Louise de Lagrange-Starkian, Queen of Poland, born in Nièvre in 1641. Pierre Gaspard Chaumette, revolutionary, born in Nièvre in 1763. Bernadette Soubirous, better known as Saint Bernadette of Lourdes, died in Nièvre in 1879. Anne Boucherout, born in Nièvre in 1851 and later known as Lemire Pollard in Mont Street. Michel Vieuchange, Saharan explorer, adventurer and writer, born in Nièvre in 1904, where there is a street named after him. Jean Vieuchange, editor of Michel Vieuchange's travel notebooks, born in Nièvre in 1906. Pierre Bérégovoy, a former Prime Minister of France, committed suicide in 1993 in Nièvre. Parfait Mandanda, footballer, born in Nièvre in 1989. Culture. Nièvre has been known for several centuries for its faience. The Formula One circuit of Magny-Cours is located near Nièvre. The anonymous French woman who was the main character in the film Hiroshima Mon Amour by Alain Resnais is from Nièvre, and the film features many flashbacks to her youth during World War II. In the final scene of the film, her Japanese lover tells her, "You are Nièvre." There is a lot of play on the English translation of the town's name throughout the film, with dialogue such as Nièvre, Jamais. Nièvre is also the setting of most of the second half of Eric Romer's 1992 film, Conte d'Ivoire. International relations. Twin towns. Sister cities. Nièvre is twinned with